Police in Adamawa State have arrested a 20-year-old woman, Jamila Ishiaku, for allegedly inducing labor by pouring boiling water on her pregnant sister-in-law during a heated argument. The incident, which occurred in Dubeli, Yola, not local government area, left the victim with severe burns, particularly on her back. She is currently receiving treatment at a hospital. Jamila, who admitted to the act, claimed she acted in blind anger and did not intend for the situation to escalate. I don't think it would go this far. I didn't think it would go this far. I was just angry, she said. Adamawa State Police spokesperson SP Suleiman Ngoroje confirmed the arrest and assured that the suspect would face legal consequences. Meanwhile, the victim's family has called for justice. Her sister Nefisat Dahiru urged the police to take decisive action, while her husband Gambo Dahiru lamented his wife's suffering. My wife has been crying uncontrollably. I am seeking justice for her. The law should take its course, he said.
Well, indeed, the law should take its course.
It's very saddening because, you know, earlier we were talking about having your relative or your sister-in-law to stay with you and all of that. But look at the story of this woman who has someone she knows or someone close to her living with her in the house and having to deal with this. What level of anger would have made someone to carry out such an act? I mean, boiling hot water and then pour on the pregnant women. What's your take on this story, sir?
First of all, it's a despicable act, right, which should not be condoned in our society. So, well, looking at this story, right, so we can see that what happened was clearly a case of anger. So as humans, we have different levels of anger. And then I think what is important, what should be enforced in our present day life and even in our educational system is anger management, right? Because anger management is very important. For me, everybody is prone to get angry at some certain point in time, right? But the ability to control your anger when you're upset, it's what is paramount, right? So, and then I feel like the internet, right, has given us certain ways on how we can control, best manage, you understand, best manage our anger issues. And I think this should be inculcated in our educational system, right from the primary level to the secondary level and then the higher institution, right? Because anger is a very serious issue. Because when somebody is angry, the person can do something that is unimaginable. You understand? So there was a day, I think sometime last year. So it was an issue between the bus driver and the conductor. And you know, normal, once they load a particular vehicle, it's expected that the driver should give the conductor a certain amount. And then the driver did not, because according to the driver, it was just two persons that entered. I was not paying attention. So, and then one thing led to another, and then the whatever roadside, what do they call them?
All those, is it those referred to as Agberu boys? Or
exactly, the Agberus. So the next thing, he slapped the driver, and in my very before, the driver fell on the ground, and he was rushed to the hospital because the level of slap. You could hear it. You could hear the intensity. You could feel the intensity of it. So we should be careful when we deal with when we're upset, right? We should relax, take a deep breath, because when we are angry, we make radical decisions that at the end of the day we end up regretting. So we should learn how to manage our anger. It will go a long way in helping our society.
Okay. On this this topic, we discovered that the girl happens to be the sister-in-law to the woman who she poured, the victim or the person who she poured the hot water on. Does this not take us back to having the issue of having a good relationship with the relatives or the family of your spouse? Because in several occasions you hear that my brother wants to get married to somebody I don't like, my sister wants to get married to somebody I don't like, and this prompts these people to treat the other party, for example, if it's on the man's side, to treat the wife disrespectfully. So is it not, don't you think, or rather I should put it this way, in a situation where a lady discovers that her family or some of her family, her husband's family member rather, in a situation where the lady discovers that her husband's family members do not welcome her, let me use the word welcome her, or appreciate her, or want her to be the wife of the brother, is it okay for her to step out, or do you just go ahead because you're getting married to the man and not the family?
Well, both points are valid, right? So sometimes it depends on the level of hatred, right? So as an individual, before you get married to a person, to your spouse, right? So it is very important that you get to acclimatize with the family members. So in that period where you're trying to socialize or acclimatize with the family members, you should know, you should get the memo, right? The Gen Zs call it getting the memo. You should get the memo and then know, okay, the mom doesn't like me, the sister doesn't like me, the brother doesn't like me, or these people like me. But sometimes we feel like it's love, and then at the end of the day, it is the husband, it is the man rather, that we're getting married to, and not the entire family. But we'll forget that the entire family will be in your face forever. Do you understand? Because so far both of you are together, the parents of your husband would certainly visit. Do you understand? Either for Christmas, for celebration in April and all of that, one of the events whatsoever, they must certainly come around. So in this case where she poured water on the sister-in-law, probably she must have done something that really got her upset. Or, you know, most times there's this thing that comes with pregnancy.
Yeah, it's true.
The woman becomes handicapped. When I mean handicapped, there are certain things she cannot do, whereas there are some things she can do. You understand? So it could be that something easy was there for her to do, but she chose not to do it, and then she wanted the girl to help out with, and then probably she was fed up, and then, but that does not justify her actions, right? So personally, I feel like we should, you know, get to know our partner's family better before we now engage in marriage, because marriage is for life.
But is it possible for everyone in your partner's family to like you or welcome you? Is it possible?
It's not possible. Truth be told, it's not possible.
And then talking about relatives, for someone who is married, must you have a relative of yours live with you or come visit you? You know, oftentimes they talk about this whole omugo thing where a man's mother comes. Is that a necessity? Because we've been used to this whole tradition and all of that in our space. We say it's a must, so it's a tradition. Once a woman gives birth, the mother of the will come and beat the child. Is it a must? Must that happen?
So, okay, this is Africa, right? And then this is Nigeria. So, one thing we believe so much is our culture and tradition. So, omugo, like they call it, has been a tradition from the onset that our forefathers passed on to this generation, right? So, I feel omugo is not a bad thing, really, because at the point where the woman gives birth, she needs all the support that she can get. She needs all the support that she can get, and then the mother who has had a child before, obviously, if it's the wife's mother that came around, so she has nurtured the child before, and then so over time she has learned easy ways on how to, you know, stop a baby that is crying and then bathe baby properly and all of that. So at that point, the girl child may not have all the ideas, so the mom is there to put her through. You understand? Because over time she has the knowledge, and what they say knowledge is always passed on, right? So probably on the second child, the mom might not have to stay longer compared to the first child, right? So I feel omugo is really necessary.
Okay, what time do you think is enough for them to be around? Because some of them will come and they will stay for months. Some of them may not even want to go back.
But I think omugo is 3 months or 3 months or 6. Like traditionally, it's 3 months or 6, right? Depending on the scenario. But I feel like it should be an agreement between the family members.
Okay, taking us back to the story of the sister-in-law who poured water on. I've had a situation where a couple got married rather, and then they were kind of deliberating on whose relative or whose sister or brother should come and stay. Now the man was thinking it's best for his brother or his
Right,
sister to come
right.
and see, and the woman is saying no, it has to be my, because there's always this thing about family issues, and then the woman,
Yes.
the man's family will start saying things like, okay, you're taking your time and your money to invest into your wife's siblings and not your sibling, or you prefer having your, because of course they will say the man is the one in charge.
Yes.
But who do you think, or do they have to like shuffle it? Who do you think when you eventually, let me make it personal, when you eventually get married, who would you rather have live with you? Is it your wife's relative or your relative?
Well, I feel that should be an agreement between myself and my wife.
And I'm asking because I feel like if that lady would have been the direct sister of the woman, she probably may not have had the mind
Yes.
to do that to her. So would it be best, like I asked, would it be best to have your wife's sister or relative stay, or would it be best to have your own brother or sister stay?
Okay, so for peace to reign, let me use that word, for peace to reign,
Yes.
so we can have long life. I think both family members should come, right?
Okay.
So if we cannot accommodate both of them at the same time, we'd structure it. So okay, for a month or two, your sister should come around. Then at interval, then my own family too can come around. Okay, so there will be peace. But if we can accommodate both of them at the same time, then
why not? Okay, thank you very much. So lastly, my last question, what level of punishment do you think should be given to this lady in question, the one who poured water on her sister-in-law? What level of punishment do you think? Because it's possible, I don't know, but it's possible she might just be taken to prison and then released and all of that. Do you think that would be enough to suffice, or that would suffice rather, for this act that she has carried out? What level of punishment do you think should be given to her?
Well, frankly speaking, I don't think there's a complete level of punishment rather for this, right? So no level of punishment would suffice for this act, right? So she can be sent to prison, and then at the end of the day she comes back, you understand? So it is not entirely a punishable offense that this person should be sent to life imprisonment, because the story did not have it that she died, right? It's just that she had some scars on her back and all of that. So, well, justice should be served, but we should also temper justice with mercy.